Thank you very much. This is a song for farmers. The farmer feeds us all. And gets paid. He gets paid roughly the same as he spreads on his fields. As you sow, so shall ye reap. This is called The Field Behind the Plow. Oh, this thing's being stubborn to me. Watch the field behind the plow, turn to straight, dark roads, feel the trickle in your clothes, blow the dust cake from your nose, hear the tractor's steady roar. Oh, you can't stop now, there's a quarter section more or less to go. And it figures that the rain its own sweet time. You can watch it come for miles, but you guess you've got a while, so ease the throttle out ahead. Every rod's a gain, there's victory in every quarter mile. Poor old cousin down the road, the heartache, hail and hoppers brought him down. He gave it up and went to town. Emmett Pierce the other day took a heart attack and died at 42. You could see it coming on, 'cause he worked as hard as you. Now, pull your hat brim further down and watch the field behind the plow. Turn to straight, dark roads, put another season's promise in the ground. Any good, the money just might cover all the loans. You've mortgaged all you own. Buy the kids a winter coat, take the wife back east for Christmas if you can. All summer she hangs on when you're so tied to the land. But at least there's rain, so this won't be barren ground when September rolls around. So watch the field behind the plow, turn to straight, dark roads, put another season's promise in the ground. Watch the field behind the plow, turn to straight, dark roads, put another season's promise in the ground.
cattle rustling. I know that means a lot to you. Very important subject these days, cattle rustling. More important than you know. We were on a cattle ranch in Alberta on a trail ride in August. And I was told there that that particular ranch was running 5,000 head of cattle. And they expected to lose between 5 and 10% of the herd to rustlers this year. Now when you figure that a beef animal is worth $1,000, $1,500 on the hoof, that's a lot of cows, a lot of money. And all of that goes into the price of your Wendy's hamburgers. We tuned really carefully before we went on stage.
It's the altitude. Or the depthitude, one or two. These rustlers are really interesting people out in Alberta. Got these huge coats with false pockets on the inside. 3 or 4 cows and they're just gone, you know. Big people in Alberta.
I got clinkers everywhere.
Cattle rustlers, they came upon a herd and they put little red hats on all of them and little brocade vests on all the cows, and they smuggled them out as a Shriners parade.
The police, everybody out there, they're starting to get quite upset about all the thefts, so they're doing is they're hiding in fake cows with little red lights on the top.
What is actually happening, of course, the Cattlemen's Association is telling ranchers to arm themselves and shoot to kill. They're also buying helicopters to patrol the ranges. There's going to be bloodshed soon.
Wood shading soon if I don't get this thing tuned. Last time I buy string stookies.
A song called Night Guard. "44's no age to start again, but the bulls were getting tough and he was never free of pain. Where others blew their winnings getting tanked, most of his got banked saving for the farm. He never thought she'd wait for him at all. He wanted more than broken bones and trophies on the wall. But when he quit and finally got the farm, she ran into his arms, and now they've got a kid. He was star of all the rodeos, but now they rob him blind. It took 18 years of bramables and life on the line to get this spread in a decent herd, but now he spends his time pulling night guard. He told her that he'd got it for the game, a Winnie 303 with his initials on the frame, riding in the scabbard at his knee. Tonight he's gonna see who's getting all the stock. 7th one this summer yesterday. Half a year of profits gone and now there's hell to pay. Cops say they know who, but there's no proof. The banker hit the roof and damn near took the car. He was star of all the rodeos, but now they're all been blind. It took 18 years of ramables and life on the line to get this spread in a decent herd, but now he spends his time pulling night guard. He hears the wire popping by the road, sees the blacked out Rio coming for another load. This time it's not one they take but two. 2 minutes and they're through and lapping in the cab. And here will be the end of this tonight, 'cause all the proof he needs is lying steady in his sights. It may be just the worst thing he could do, but he squeezes off a few, then makes his call to town. He was star of all the rodeos, but now they're all been blind. It took 18 years of ramables and life on the line to get this spread in a decent herd, but now he's doing time pulling night guard. He was star of all the rodeos, but now they're all been blind. It took 18 years of ramables and life on the line to get this spread in a decent herd, but now he's doing time pulling night guard. Love? No? One or two? How about lust? I wrote a love song once, and I caution you against ever doing anything of the sort yourselves. It'll get you into nothing but trouble. I only wrote the one, as I said, and I wound up having to marry the woman. Fine with me. But I think if I wrote another one, I'd be in real trouble. Where the earth shows its bones of wind-broken stone, and the sea and the sky are one. I'm caught out of time, and my blood sings with wine, and I'm running naked in the sun. There's God in the trees, I'm weak in the knees, and the sky is a painful blue. I'd like to look around, but honey, all I see is you. Now the summer city lights will soften the night till you think that the air is clear. And I'm sitting with friends where 45 cents will buy another glass of beer. He's got something to say, but I'm so far away that I don't know who I'm talking to. 'Cause you just walked in the door, and honey, all I see is you. And I just want to hold you closer than I've ever held anyone before. You say you've been twice a wife and you're through with life. Oh, but honey, what the hell's it for? After 23 years, you'd think I could find a way to let you know somehow that I want to see your smiling face 45 years from now. Alone in the lights on stage, every night I've been reaching out to find a friend who knows all the words, sings so she's heard, and knows how all the stories end. Maybe after the show she'll ask me to go home with her for a drink or two. Now her smile lights her eyes, but honey, all I see is you. And I just want to hold you closer than I've ever held anyone before. Say you've been twice a wife and you're through with life. Oh, but honey, what the hell's it for? After 23 years, you'd think I could find a way to let you know somehow that I want to see your smiling face 45 years from now. Help us out, won't you? I just want to hold you closer than I've ever held anyone before. You say you've been twice a wife and you're through with life. Oh, but honey, what the hell's it for? After 23 years, you'd think I could find a way to let you know somehow that I want to see your smiling face 45 years from now. Yes, I want to see your smiling face 45 years from now. Back in the 30s, there was a phenomenon observed in the Midwest. There were vast areas of the Midwest that became depopulated as people got either dusted out or tractored off. And a lot of them moved to California. There was sort of a big migration westward. A similar thing is occurring in Canada right now. A lot of people are leaving the east, which is becoming sort of economically moribund, and they're moving to the province of Alberta, which has vast quantities of oil and gas and jobs. Sort of, you might look upon these people as kind of a modern-day Okies. With apologies to Dostoevsky, this song is called The Idiot. I often take these night shift walks when the foreman's not around. I turn my back on the cooling stacks and make for open ground, far out beyond the tank farm fence where the gas flare makes no sound. I forget the stink and I always think back to that eastern town. I remember back 6 years ago, this western life I chose. And every day the news would say some factory's going to close. Well, I could have stayed to take the dough, but I'm not one of those. I take nothing free and that makes me an idiot, I suppose. So I bid farewell to the eastern town I never more will see. But work I must, so I eat this dust and breathe refinery. Oh, I miss the green and the woods and streams, and I don't like cowboy clothes. But I like being free, and that makes me an idiot, I suppose. Come all you fine young fellers who've been beaten to the ground. This western life's no paradise, but it's better than lying down. Oh, the streets aren't clean and there's nothing green, and the hills are dirty brown. But the government dole will rot your soul back there in your hometown. So bid farewell to the eastern town you never more will see. But self-respect and a steady check in this refinery. You will miss the green and the woods and streams, and the dust will fill your nose. But you'll be free and just like me, an idiot, I suppose. Some years ago, I went to a party in Hamilton, Ontario. And there were a whole bunch of people there that I'd never met before. Among them, a young man and his wife. The fellow was sitting there playing guitar as well as I had ever seen anybody play guitar at that point. Turned out his name was Steve Hayes. That doesn't mean much to anybody, I'm sure. He doesn't make his living as a musician. I found out later that he also played incredible piano. He played saxophone, clarinet, bouzouki, all sorts of instruments. He wrote incredible songs. And for the first 6 or 8 months I knew him, I had no idea that he was a medical student. I thought he was just a musician. Not even just a musician, but I mean a very good musician. And I was having spending an awful lot of time going over to his house and playing music with him. Then suddenly, one day I went over and he wasn't there, and I said to his wife, Leah, where's Steve? Oh, he's at school. School? Oh, he's in medical school. Didn't you know that? No. 2.5 years later, of course, my friend Stevie graduated. And it was then that we came to a parting of the ways, because he took a residency in psychiatry in Boston. And when he finished the residency and became a full-fledged shrink, he moved to California, where all the business is.
You may not have heard of Steve Hayes as a musician. If you're crazy, you may have laid on his couch.
Well, I don't know where he is today. This song is going on the 4th album in an effort to kind of send him a musical postcard. He might hear it someday. Now it's getting so I'm mad when someone says your name, 'cause I've had to say goodbye to friends who couldn't stay away. Sometimes it felt so wrong to never want to lean on you. You may stand tall, but I've got 2 feet too. They talk of you in bars around the quiet beer, tell their tales of mind-gone-stones when no one else can hear. And later on outside they say they're getting on a plane to fly away and live in you again. California, my friends all call you home, and if you take away another, I'll be that much more alone. Is it my fault that my kind are always drawn toward the sun, like a child to home whenever darkness comes? More years I won't remember what it was to play the music of old friends who need to live so far away. But can I once taste northern waters, then forsake them for the south, to feel California's ashes in my mouth? California, my friends all call you home, and if you take away another, I'll be that much more alone. Is it my fault that my kind are always drawn toward the sun, like a child to home whenever darkness comes? Oh, California, my friends all call you home, I'll be that much more alone. Is it my fault that my kind are always drawn toward the sun, like a child to home whenever darkness comes? They're like a child going home whenever darkness comes. This next song has led to a lot of confusion over the years. For one thing, I had the hardest time convincing people that I'd written it. A lot of people were coming up to me and saying that that song I'd recorded, that was a fine old wonderful traditional song, and by God they were going to record it themselves. And I could, wait a minute, traditional? No, it's mine.
Oh, I don't like it anymore, sorry.
And they'd get quite argumentative, and they'd say, well, I'll go look it up in Child, and then they'd come back to me and say, it wasn't there. Well, of course it wasn't there, you ninny. The other thing that's been confusing about it is that there's been a lot of weird versions of the song running around. Ever since I've written it, people have been taking it, perverting it to their own ends. For example, there's one group of people who consistently going around singing, "We'll cruise the streets for American boys." And that
doesn't make it.
It's no good. Doesn't work. There's a fellow by the name of Ian Robb up in Ottawa who wrote a song called Garnett's Homemade Beer, which...
It's, God damn it all, I was told this beer was worth its weight in gold. We feel no pain, shed no tears, but it's a foolish man who shows no fear. The glass of
Garnett's Homemade Beer. There's one verse that has a couple of lines in it. Garnett fell down with a belly full of dregs, and his breath set fire to both my legs.
This is all true.
Aunt June came up with my Aunt June in Canso, Nova Scotia, came up with a verse that I thought was really disgusting. It goes, oh, antelope poop is a sickening sight. How I wish I was in Sherbrooke now. Be it hard and flat or so loose it sprays, to make it takes an antelope 2 whole days.
So when we ask you to sing along with this one, not only should you sing the same song that we're singing, but sing the same words we're singing. It tends to eliminate a lot of confusion. You ready, kiddies?
Oh, the year was 1778. How I wish I was in Sherbrooke now. A letter of marque came from the king to the scummiest vessel I'd ever seen. God damn them all. I was told we'd cruise the seas for American gold. We'd fire no guns, shed no tears. Now I'm a broken man on a Halifax pier, the last of Barrett's privateers. Oh, well, said Barrett, cried the town, how I wish I was in Sherbrooke now. For 20 brave men, all fishermen, who would make for him the Antelope's crew. God damn them all. I was told we'd cruise the seas for American gold. We'd fire no guns, shed no tears. Now I'm a broken man on a Halifax pier, the last of Barrett's privateers. The Antelope sloop was a sickening sight. How I wish I was in Sherbrooke now. She'd a list to the port and the sails in rags, and the cook in the scuppers with the staggers and jags. God damn them all. I was told we'd cruise the seas for American gold. We'd fire no guns, shed no tears. Now I'm a broken man on a Halifax pier, the last of Barrett's privateers. On the King's birthday we put to sea. How I wish I was in Sherbrooke now. We were 91 days to Montego Bay, pumping like madmen all the way. God damn them all. I was told we'd cruise the seas for American gold. We'd fire no guns, shed no tears. Now I'm a broken man on a Halifax pier, the last of Barrett's privateers. On the 96th day we sailed again. How I wish I was in Sherbrooke now. When a bloody great Yankee hove in sight, with our cracked 4-pounders we made to fight. God damn them all. I was told we'd cruise the seas for American gold. We'd fire no guns, shed no tears. Now I'm a broken man on a Halifax pier, the last of Barrett's privateers. The Yankee lay low down with gold. How I wish I was in Sherbrooke now. She was broad and flat and loose in stays. They catch her...
wrong with you?
She was broad and fat and loose in stays, but to catch her took the antelope 2 whole days. God damn them all.
Come on, you sissies. He needs all the help he can get.
Then at length we stood 2 cables away. How I wish I was in Sherbrooke now. Our cracked 4-pounders made an awful din, but with one fat ball the Yanks stove us in. God damn them all. I was told we'd cruise the seas for American gold. We'd fire no guns, shed no tears. Now I'm a broken man on a Halifax pier, the last of Barrett's privateers. The Antelope shook and pitched on her side. How I wish I was in Sherbrooke now. Barrett was smashed like a bowl of eggs, and the main truck carried off both my legs. God damn them all. I was told we'd cruise the seas for American gold. We'd fire no guns, shed no tears. Now I'm a broken man on a Halifax pier, the last of Barrett's privateers. So here I lay in my 23rd year. How I wish I was in Sherbrooke now. It's been 6 years since we sailed away, and I just made Halifax yesterday. God damn them all. I was told we'd cruise the seas for American gold. We'd fire no guns, shed no tears. Now I'm a broken man on a Halifax pier, the last of Barrett's privateers. We'd like to do one more and then take a break. We have a very special guest for you tonight. We brought a very old and dear friend of ours down from Canada.
Not that old, he keeps saying
Well,
that.
we've known him for a long time.
He's still going around under his own mode of power.
We brought him down here with the express purpose of introducing him to you. I'm sure you're going to be delighted with him.
You better be or we'll punch your lights out.
What?
Sorry,
Oh, you big fat garnet, you.
I just want to just make never mind.
You better apologize immediately.
What happens if I don't?
I'll punch your lights out.
My lights went out long ago.
That's true. How about I won't pay you?
You never do anyway.
Can't win. I met a fisherman in Edmonton. That's sort of like meeting a pearl diver in Pittsburgh. Now this fellow was, what's so funny about, I'll say it again, pearl diver in Pittsburgh. I guess you had to be there. Pittsburgh's funny, eh? I went through Pittsburgh once. I didn't find anything funny about it. Now this fellow was from Hermitage Bay, Newfoundland, and he had gone west to work in the oil fields and pipelines and get rich. And it was working. He was getting rich. Of course, like a typical Newfoundlander, he left Newfoundland just before they discovered oil on the Grand Banks. But he was happy nonetheless and secure in his new home. There's an intersection mentioned in this song, the intersection of Portage and Maine in the city of Winnipeg, Manitoba. It's sort of the geographical center of Canada, or very close to it. And they say if you stand there long enough, you'll either freeze to death or get to meet everybody in the country. And the blackfish mentioned are small whales, pilot whales, 40-footers, just little fellas. They hang around seacoasts and harbors. Playful little guys.
A lot of them have like 4-barrel carbs and racing stripes and
Solid lifters.
yeah, convertible.
Full race cam.
Yeah.
Well, it's blackfish at play in Hermitage Bay, from push through across to Wass Island. They broach and they spout and they lift their flukes out and they wave through a town that is dying. Now it's many's the boat that has plied on the foam, hauling away, but there's many more fellas been leaving their homes where the whales make free in the harbor. It's at Portage in Maine. You'll see them again on their way to the hills of Alberta. With lopsided grins, they waggle their chins, and they brag of the wage they'll be earning. Then it's quick, pull the string, boys, and get the tool out. Haul it away, but just 2 years ago you could hear the same shout where the whales make free in the harbor. Harbor, the blackfish are sporting again. Free in the harbor, untroubled by comings and goings of men who once did pursue them as oil from the sea. Hauling away, now they're Calgary roughnecks from Hermitage Bay, where the whales make free in the harbor. Well, it's a living they found deep in the ground, and if there's doubts, it's best they ignore them. Nor think on the bones, the crosses and stones of their fathers that came there before them. In the taverns of Edmonton, fishermen shout, haul it away, they left 300 years buried up by the bay, where the whales make free in the harbor. The blackfish are sporting again. Free in the harbor, untroubled by comings and goings of men who once did pursue them as oil from the sea. Hauling away, now they're Calgary roughnecks from Hermitage Bay, where the whales make free in the harbor. Free in the harbor again.
Before I was such a big star and I could come down and play all these places and get all this adulation and fabulous fan support.